I heard on the radio this morning that yet another report has been released by a charity to say that 1 in 4 adults are uncomfortable or avoid talking to disabled people, and for young people this can be as high as 1 in 2. In recent years, both the Sense and Scope charities have reported the same type of figures, and both have campaigns to highlight that disabled people do feel isolated and not part of the community because a lot of us feel uncomfortable or have no idea what to say to them. The Sense campaign, We All Need Friends, and the Scope campaign, End the Awkward, have been set up to try and help people without disabilities, as well as helping people with disabilities. Disabled people make up about 1 in 5 of the British population, so that's a lot of awkward avoidance and pretending people aren't there. One of the reasons Feel the Force Day exists is to make it possible for guests with disabilities to enjoy a sci-fi convention or a Comic-Con in the same manner as, and I hate to use this word, normal guests. Not all disabilities are visible, and some are very visible. So the amazing team at Feel the Force Day put on an event that everyone can feel comfortable with. Feel the Force Day events are accessible for wheelchairs and scooters of all shapes and sizes. Aisles are wide to allow guests with walking aids to pass. Tables are at a height that chairs and shorter guests can access. There are sensory rooms and touch tables for guests with visual or hearing problems, and quiet rooms for guests who are anxious, autistic, and have other issues with noise and crowds. Guests are encouraged to touch props and costumes, and it's a festival of sound, vision, touch and taste, something for every sense, even if that means a very quiet and one-on-one experience. Feel the Force Day was thought up by 2 lovely chaps, Simon and JJ, and they both know about the daily struggles that people with disabilities have. Si's brother Matt is in a chair, and JJ works with many people that have disabilities, including Jimmy, who is blind deaf. Feel the Force Day events are truly unique, and I've made some very good friends in the past 2 years that I've been raising money for them. I've made a lot of friends who have some kind of disability and some that haven't, but I treat all of my friends the same, regardless of who they are. I don't have disabled friends, and here I go using that word again, normal friends. I just have friends. They're all normal. Well, if you count crazy, funny and sometimes difficult and needy friends, and that's just the ones without any disabilities. I do try where possible not to treat people differently, and if I am unsure of what to do, I ask. My friend Jonathan Shaw, for instance, I hope he doesn't mind me singling out, as he's so much fun and he does love publicity, I'm sure he won't mind, has cerebral palsy, and it's quite severe. He's one of the most active people I know. You do put me to shame, Jonathan. When he isn't dragging his carer Mandy around to look at cars and trucks, which are one of Jonathan's passions, he's ice skating, learning wicked together, or with Mandy on a chair bike so they can cycle together. He's been doing trampolining recently and a bunch of other things. He really does not stop. Jonathan may not be very vocal, but he has a wicked sense of humour, and it doesn't stop him sending us all messages on Facebook. He's a bit of a ladies' man, but he's also so much fun. Just because his body doesn't want to play ball, it really doesn't stop him. I have so much respect for Mr. Shaw, and if I have days where I think I can't do anything or something gets me down, Jonathan inspires me. So please don't feel uncomfortable talking to or making friends with people with any disabilities. They're just people. Funny, inspirational, and sometimes bloody annoying people, but people nonetheless. They are just like you and me. Say hi, strike up a conversation, and make a new friend. You never know, they may even help you jump the queue for something. Yes, that is a joke, but sometimes people in wheelchairs are really useful for that. Come to an event like Feel the Force Day in Peterborough on the 30th of September and see what a difference an event like that can make. A group of us are running to raise money for Feel the Force Day, including the amazing Jonathan Shaw. There are 6 of us spending a weekend at Disneyland Paris in September, and we are running a combination of races over their half marathon weekend. We hope to have run almost 100 kilometres between us over the weekend. That includes 3 of us that are running the 5k at 8 p.m. on Friday night, followed by the 10k at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. Last year, 2 of us, myself and Sam, raised over £1,000 for this amazing cause, and we would love to raise a similar amount this year. The money we raised was ploughed straight into the event. 6,000 people attended the Peterborough event last year, and thanks to the donations they received and the money we raised, it allowed the very low ticket price of just £4, and all carers attend free. When you consider big Comic-Cons and events in London and elsewhere around the country charge approximately £20 per adult, and carers have to buy a ticket. Child tickets are not much cheaper, and there are little to no facilities for guests that may need extra help or accessibility. £4 is a very reasonable price to pay. I'm so passionate about this cause, and so are the people who are running alongside me. So if you can help in any way, please head over to our Just Giving page, which you can find in the link below. And for those lovely people who are listening who are visually impaired, here's the link. It is http://bit.ly/run4 FTFD 17. So that's run for FTFD 17. And don't forget, if you feel awkward or uncomfortable, just don't visualise that disabled person as a disabled person. They're not a disabled person, they're a person. You may even make a new friend, like I have. Thanks for listening and support.